Alright guys, welcome back to the continuing stash tour. This is part 5, where I'll keep showing you what I got. As a thank you to the hitting 500, I think we're a little over 500 now on the channel. Thanks guys. So let's just get right into it. Okay, the first two we got up here are pretty much the same subject matter, but from two different manufacturers. As we have both large 1/16 scale 1983 Pontiac Firebird Trans Ams. One from Revell and one from MPC. Got these kits years ago. They've been in storage for decades. And it will be something that's coming up on the channel at some point, as I'd like to build at least a couple of other larger scale vehicles. The boxes are a little worse for wear, especially this one. But I think the kits are fully intact. I haven't actually looked at them in years. But I suppose when it's their turn up at the bat, you guys will be in there with me to discover what's in the boxes. Alright, let's look at what's next. Okay, continuing on the Pontiac Firebird theme is a 1979 Firebird Trans Am. Now this one is interesting. This one is not one of mine. My brother purchased this kit many years ago, and he actually started it. This one is not going to be so much as a build as a resurrection. As you can see, it's a beautiful Firebird there. Classic lines. But this car was already started, and this is what we have. So this is going to be a tear down and rebuild to see if I can resurrect this. It looks like everything is pretty much here. Here's the engine. So I'm going to be inventorying the entire contents of the box, see if this is salvageable, and if it is, we'll see it on the channel here as we put the 10th anniversary 79 Firebird Trans Am back together. Which this would be a personal favorite of mine because I used to own a 1979 Firebird Formula. And I love the car, so I'm going to try my best to see if we can resurrect and save this one. Alright, we're going to keep going with the bigger is better theme. This is my Fuji 1/16 scale Ferrari Testarossa. This is one that I'm really looking forward to putting together on the channel. It's one of my favorite cars of all time, and of course, if you know the channel, you know I'm a huge Miami Vice fan. And I did build the Monogram and Tamiya 1/24th scale Testarossas, and I will be looking forward to putting this one together. Love that box art. Look at that. I mean, that just says it all. So this one will be on the channel, and we'll be building this one together. Okay, and here we have the Ferrari stablemate, the Fuji 1/16 scale Lamborghini Countach. Now this is going to be another one that's going to end up being a resurrection build, as this one I started many years ago and never finished. So this is going to be a complete teardown of this kit. Hopefully everything is still here. I really hope it is, because this is a beautiful kit and I would love to see it finished. This was, funny enough, a motorized kit. Here is... Of course I went with black, which hopefully if I can get all that paint off will be turned to white. It's got opening doors if I can make them work. Fully detailed engine. There's your battery compartment. Let's see, I don't remember how this thing worked as far as being motorized, because there is a battery compartment here and I don't really know what it powers. Unless I already built the motor in there. I don't honestly remember. It's been so many years. So this is something I'm definitely going to have to go over. Here's the dashboard. I mean, I really got pretty far with it and then just never finished it. I don't know why. But usually my older builds, I like to build them without improving them, just to kind of have a record of how I used to build. But something like this, I think I am definitely going to have to tear apart and rebuild, because I'm not happy with the paintwork on that, and this is just a very special kit which I would like to have look as good as I could possibly make it. So this is going to be something that will be a complete teardown and rebuild. Hopefully if everything's there. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, here we have an interesting duo. This is the Pininfarina Mythos, a concept car made by Pininfarina for Ferrari. I want to say it was back in the 90s. Now, what's interesting about this is that this same car was released by two different manufacturers. And the interesting thing about that is that it's the same two manufacturers who released another Ferrari model, the Testarossa. And the connection here is that the Pininfarina Mythos is a concept car built from the chassis and the engine and running gear of a Ferrari Testarossa. So it'll be interesting to see how much of those two kits and how much of the tooling they reused for these two, as basically it is the same engine, transmission, the drivetrain should be about the same. So that's going to be an interesting build, just in comparison to the Ferrari Testarossa build. As on the channel, I have a comparison build of both the Monogram and Tamiya Ferrari Testarossas, as I built them in the style of the Miami Vice cars, and they were really good builds, both kits. And even though I picked the Tamiya as a superior kit in that one, I find myself liking the Monogram more. So it'll be interesting to see which one of these two I end up liking more, as this is going to be an interesting build on a few levels. So stay tuned for this one. If you like Ferrari and you're into these types of comparisons, you're going to like this one. And if you haven't, take a look at the comparison build I did of the Ferrari Testarossa from Monogram and Tamiya. It's one of my earlier videos, so the quality of the video is not exactly great, but it's interesting to watch. At least I think so. Alright, let's move on to the next two. Okay, here we have another wild concept car from the decade that brought you all of the wildest concept cars, the 90s. And this is the Nascar M12 by Revell in 1/24 scale. And this is an interesting kit as it uses a BMW 12-cylinder engine. So this one's going to be pretty cool and interesting build, as I don't know too much about the car other than I really liked its looks. And the kit itself has some really interesting features. I don't know if you can see here, it's got the opening windows, full interior rear deck, and it's got these gull wing style doors. I mean windows that fold over to the roof. So that should be an interesting build up. Let's take a quick peek at what's going on in here. There's the body. Made in the USA, so I guess this is back when Revell actually made something here. So this should be an interesting kit to go through. And I'm going to be looking forward to this one, because it's a very unusual car. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, we're just going to keep going with the concept cars. Here we have the Pontiac Banshee. Now this car I have built previously once before, so I'm hoping that I can do this one a little better justice than I did the last one. I built this one years ago when I was still relatively new to the hobby, and my skills weren't quite what they are now. So I'm hoping that now I can do it some justice the way I feel it deserves, as it's a really interesting car, built on the running gear of the Pontiac Firebird, and it's a lot of really cool features. So I'm gonna be looking forward to building this one. And this build series is going to be another now and then build series. If you've seen my 1985 Pontiac Fiero GT, that was a now and then series where I had built one over 20 years ago, and then I built a current one last year. No, year before last. Or was it last year? I forget. And the comparisons in my previous builds to the way I build now, I thought were really interesting. So this will be another now and then build, and we'll see how much different I can do it. Well, I'm not making any major changes to the car, as I want it to look exactly the way it does here, like I did the last time, but we'll just see how much better or worse I can do this as the one I did previously. So I find now and then build very interesting, as it shows your progression as a builder. So that's just something to me that is interesting. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is an interesting story with this car. This was a Dodge Viper. This is the Dodge Viper RT10 from Revell in 1/25th scale. Now, the reason I bought this car is because I have previously purchased another Dodge Viper kit, which I think might have been by Monogram, or maybe it was another Revell, I don't remember. But I bought that one, and the wheels in the snap together kit were actually much better than the wheels that were in the glue together kit. So I saw this one and I picked it up, and I decided, well, I'm just going to take the wheels from this one and put them on the glue together kit. So I took the wheels from the glue together kit and I left them in here. And as you can see here, I'm not really fond of these wheels, as I think the wheels look too small, the tires look too tall. Wasn't really happy with them. But I figure I'm gonna go ahead and build this kit, and I'll just build it with these wheels. It seems to be a really interesting kit. It's very well detailed. Contains a full engine, and it seems more like it's more of a glue together kit than a snap together. So this will be interesting to build, and hopefully I won't dislike the wheels so much this next time around. Okay, here we have another one of my favorites. This is from a set that I'm building on and off, called Affordable 80s Sports Cars. I started it off with the Pontiac Fiero. I've included a couple of other cars, which, well, let me just say, I'm going to expand this to be just affordable sports cars. As I built a Opel GT, but that's pre-80s. And I have a Porsche 914, which is also, well, that's into the 80s, so I guess that counts. But this is a kit that I started 1 year ago. Never finished it, always wanted to, and could never find another kit of the AW11 MR2. And Fuji made the original kit, which was a T-top car. That's the one I really wanted. That's no longer in production as far as I know, and I can't find one at an affordable price. So then I found this one, which is, I'm going to guess there's an anime which features the AW11 MR2. I don't know what this anime is, but there is a character here, Miracle Tuning Car Roman, it says here. which may be some sort of anime that hasn't been shown here yet. I don't know. But it is basically the exact same kit as the T-Top MR2. Unfortunately, this is only the solid roof car. But from what I've seen, it is the exact same tooling. The only thing that's different is that it has a solid roof instead of a T-Top. But everything else is basically exactly the same. And as we can see here, all the glass work. And I'm going to guess that these two little gates here are where the T-Tops were. They are even numbered, if you see here. That's a 2 and a 3. So I'm going to guess that the T-Tops were on this gate here, which are no longer here because this car doesn't have them. But this will be on the channel at some point. I gave a free plug to Plaza Japan that I ordered them. I ordered this from Plaza Japan. They delivered it relatively quickly and came in perfect condition. Very good people there. I will be ordering from them again. They have a whole lot of Japanese only kits, which are kind of hard to get on our side of the globe. So I was very happy to get my hands on this one. Alright, moving on to the next one. Okay, these two we've seen before, I think, in the previous video. But just wanted to show these to you because I enjoyed these two builds so much that I had to go out and get them again. I really recommend getting both of these. The Corvette G7R, fantastic build. Almost no fitment issues. I mean, very minor and easily fixed. The Supernatural car requires a little more work, but it is such a good kit that it's worth it. So I recommend you pick them both up. Alright, here we go with two more similar subject matter. The 67 Plymouth GTX by Revell on the right, I have previously built, but I built it as the Angelmobile from the TV show Angel, in which case I had to cut the roof off and make it a convertible. Now this is such a good kit. I really enjoyed building it, and I really always wanted to build another one. But I wanted to build it totally stock. So I picked up another kit, and I'll be looking forward to putting that together exactly the way it was meant to be from the beginning. And the 1969 AMT, I really enjoyed the 67 so much, but that's from Revell. So I figured, let me give the AMT 69 a shot, as I really like the car, and I thought, well, I've had ups and downs with AMT, and but I figured I'll give it a shot and go for it. You know, the price for Hobby Lobby, it was with their 40% off sale. It's worth taking a risk. So I don't know if any of you guys out there have built the AMT 69 GTX. Let me know if it's worth doing. But the Revell 67, definitely worth it. And I'm going to be happy to try that, to build that one again. Okay, here we have a kit that I've been chasing on and off for a little while now, and I finally got my hands on it. And got it at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. Now, I do most of my shopping at my local hobby shops, but you know, with the supply chain issues we're having in the world today, I've been waiting for them to get one of these in for the longest time. And Hobby Lobby just happened to get one in, so I snatched it up as soon as I could. I do plan on picking up another one from my hobby shop, if they ever get it in. But it's one of my favorite cars ever, and I can't wait to get on it. I've already built the third generation and fourth generation Firebird, so I'm going to be looking forward to doing the first generation car. Interesting tidbit about these cars is that if you look at the body, this is definitely a Trans Am, much like the third generation car. Well, that was a Knight Rider car, so I can understand that. But since GM no longer owns the Trans Am trademark, as they sold it off during their bankruptcy days, they can no longer use it. And no one who sells a GM product like these Firebirds can never list them as a Trans Am again, because GM no longer owns that trademark. And the licensing deal that Revell has is through General Motors. So they can make a Trans Am, but they cannot include Trans Am decals or the naming or call the car a Trans Am, as they no longer have the legal rights to do so. It kind of sucks because now we don't get Trans Am decals, but it's still a great car. Alright guys, here's something I found that I didn't even know I had. In the last video we took a look at a Firebird Firehawk from Lindbergh, and lo and behold, I thought I didn't have anything else from Lindbergh, and I find this in my stash. It's basically another 1/20th scale kit. This is a Firebird formula, and it's a bigger surprise to me as anybody else. Basically the same tooling as the last car, just a few different details such as the hood, the rims, things like that. It's also molded in the high gloss plastic so that you don't have to paint it if you don't want to. So let's just see how high glossy it is. That is why the red car looks so good, because this high gloss plastic just really does look yes, it does. Look at that. So I guess if you wanted to make it black, you could without doing any painting. Although I do see a few marks in it, so for me this wouldn't be satisfactory. I'd have to paint it, but if you polish it out, it may not. I mean, who knows? It may come out really nice. So yes, there is another 1/20th scale Firebird. In the works. And again, I am surprised. I didn't even realize I had this. But I'm happy I found it. There we go. We'll take a look at it right next to the last one. Very, very nice. Okay, guys. I'm surprised. Let's keep looking. Alright guys, there's some more surprises in the stash. I completely forgotten about these. These are the Dodge Stealth models put out by AMT. The one on the right is based off of the cars that were seen on the TV show Viper, which was kind of a cool show back in the, I want to say, sometime in the mid-90s, I think. And the one on the right is the Indy 500 official pace car. So they're basically the same tooling, I'm going to say. Both of these boxes have not been opened, so we're going to leave them that way. I do have a third one, which I did open, and that one I will be building. But I'm going to guess that these are made from the same tooling, and they're going to be basically the same, except the snap fit one is probably going to be a much more simplified version. So should be interesting to put one of these together. Alright, here we go. Two highly anticipated kits that I am been waiting to build for a while. Both Batmobiles. One is the Tumbler, and the other one is the one from the Batman. No, this is from the Justice League. From the Justice League movie. And really looking forward to putting these together, as the Justice League Batmobile is one of my favorites. Oh no, from Batman v Superman. But it is one of my favorites. I love the car. So I'm going to be looking forward to putting that together. These are from Moebus. They're 1/25th scale. The Tumbler comes with a Bane figure. The Batmobile does not come with any figures, I don't see. No. And you can build the Tumbler as either the prototype version or the, I think in that movie they stole a bunch of Tumblers and attacked Gotham City with it, or as the Batman's version to build as the Batmobile. Now, of course, I will be doing it as the Batmobile. So, very, very cool, these two. Moebus has a very good track record with producing kits. I have a couple of their kits, and they look really good. I haven't put one together yet, so I'm still holding off my final opinion, but they look pretty good. Here's a more recent acquisition. The 85 Oldsmobile 442. This is one that I've been looking forward to building, as I am a fan of these cars from the 80s from GM, and this concept car is just a really cool looking car. So I've been looking forward to building this one. Really good looking, kind of ominous looking, all in black like that. So that's going to be a fun build. This car I picked up because of the C7R kit from Revell. It was so much fun, and I really enjoyed building that so much that I thought that maybe that this one, if it's even half as good as that one, is going to be incredible to build. So I'm really going to be looking forward to putting this one together. Amazing detail in here. If you look at even the race livery, look at that. I mean, if it's even half as good as the C7R, it's like it's got a fully detailed interior, just like the C7R. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy this one. Another recent acquisition, I finally got my hands on a Nissan 300ZX. I've been chasing this kit for a while, and they finally got one in at my hobby shop, so I grabbed it as soon as I could. So I'll be looking forward to this. This is another one of my favorite Japanese sports cars. Okay, the 2017 Camaro 50 from AMT. Thought this, I've seen a couple of builds of this on YouTube, and I thought, wow, that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna give it a shot. But from what I've seen, it really is a good kit. Looks like AMT's newer offerings, or their more recent toolings, have gone up in quality quite a bit more than their reissues of some of their older stuff. So this one looks like it's going to be a really good build. Fully detailed, just looks like it's going to be fun. Okay, we're going to end it with the Weekend Wrenching Kit. This is another kit that's going to go in the display along with Starfleet motors, which we saw on one of my other videos. And this is just a garage kit. Comes with everything you see here, tons of stuff. I will be converting this to also be part of Starfleet motors, and it'll add to the guys, get more guys in there working. AMT kit, I really enjoyed the Tip Top Shop, and it was a really good kit. And I know I've had some ups and downs with AMT, but that was definitely an up. It was a good kit. There wasn't a lot of repair needed to make it work, and fitment wasn't bad. So really wasn't bad, and it's an enjoyable kit for a diorama. Alright guys, this is where we're going to leave it, and we're getting down to the end of the stash. Still got a ways to go, but we're more than 2/3 through it. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this little peek into my world. And remember, like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of any of these kits. And I guess I will see you on the next one.